Certainly looking like it. Certainly looking like it. I mean, we're still imagining NaVi to be looking for that Dendi playmaking hero. There's no...
Puck is actually really solid here.
Puck would be very nice. I mean, we're talking about, controlling heroes like the Bloodseeker and the Storm.
10 seconds remaining.
Dreamcoat very nice for the BS, and Waning Rift going to be helping out with the Storm Spirit. And especially when you look at squishy heroes like CM and heroes like Undying.
Oh, wait, they think it's mid-Razor. They just banned Slardar.
Surely it's a Force Razor.
It could be mid-Razor up against Storm, because that matchup is actually very favored for the Razor. And then maybe they think it is Naga.
Okay. I mean, Slardar, of course, would have made a lot of sense if they did want to run it as a mid-Razor because of just the synergy with the Razor and the Dazzle. Yeah. I mean, even the Naga, you know, with the Riptide and armor reduction, that is a lot of armor reduction across the team. I mean, you're going to be able to blow up the side of Fnatic in a couple of crushes and a couple of fishy slaps.
Yeah, you get wrecked really hard. Like, just amplify damage, and you also get minus armor from Eye of the Storm, too. Can't forget about that. So heroes like Bloodseeker, who typically want to try to run in, you kind of just get, you get owned real hard. So... Brood ban coming in from NaVi, just a safety ban more than anything else. And Fnatic, they're going to get their hands on a last pick bounty between the Storm, Bloodseeker bounty. We talked about last game how NaVi wanted to go ham. I think Fnatic kind of want to try to do the same thing this time. Yeah,
I mean, this is what we see teams do a lot of the time in terms of when they lose a game like that, they just say, well, okay, we need to try something different. And Fnatic doing exactly that. A totally different playstyle to what they were going to look for in the first game.
I still think Puck's nice. If they don't want to run mid-Razor. If they want to run mid-Razor, then they either need to pick a core or another support, depending on if they're comfortable playing that Seneko Naga or not.
Let's have a look. This is going to make it a lot clearer for us. And there we go. It is the Puck. You called it indeed.
No, I called 2 in a row. I almost went for the turkey there. I called on the Puck.
You did. You did. I'll take 50%. I'd like to say I called the Dazzle. But
well, we talked about the 2 heroes, and then I was like, it's much more likely that they would pick Dazzle because...
you did. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. But
we both get 1 point.
But lineup-wise, I'm liking what Fnatic could do. I'm liking the fact that they're changing up the game from game 1.
Yep.
But at the same time, you look at NaVi's lineup, and it is very, very strong. And we're going to see Seneko Naga, which I've not had the pleasure of casting a game for before. I don't know if it's just me missing games in which he's played it, but I'm not aware of it being one of the heroes he goes to.
I don't think he does it very often.
No.
I'm sure he's played it before, but I don't think that he does it too much. They usually like putting him on like playmaking supports in the early game, like we talked about Wyvern and Shaker, because his awareness and his understanding of like how to move around the map and gank is insane.
Yeah.
So being able to get those heroes is nice.
And yeah, talking about how good Seneko's awareness is going to be, I mean, that's going to be fantastic with the Naga song. Yep. I can expect to see some spectacular stuff coming out in terms of the ultimate. But we'll see how this one goes down here with NaVi versus Fnatic here in game 2.
Wait, are they? He's got a stout shield. Is he farming?
Where are we looking?
Seneko. Or maybe he just buys stout shield because he wants to be annoying in lane. I guess it's also a possibility.
Yeah, surely.
Because I'm pretty sure when Aoi plays Naga, he doesn't start stout shield.
I mean,
it's very uncommon.
I can't imagine being in a lane with Havor saying, I'm going to farm over you, mate.
He's going to support Razor, you know? No big deal.
That'll be the day.
It's a weird starting build, that's all.
As you said, I guess it makes the Naga very, very irritating in lane. You know, that's 6 armor, hefty bit of base HP as well. Seneko's going to be able to go in with harassment. And NaVi at the moment, looking for the rat round. And we go with the good luck, have fun.
30 seconds to battle.
With the ball spost. In response, NaVi able to secure themselves by the looks of it, this bounty run at the bottom, because the side of Fnatic looking towards the top lane-wise, I guess we're pretty much going to see high on that off lane. Johnny hanging around there potentially on the bounty, and so we might see him trying to help out mid. It is going to be Mushi on the mid Bloodseeker, so it is going to be the safe lane Storm being played by KYXY, of course. And NaVi likewise, it's going to be interesting to see what Seneko does, but Fnatic for the most part is going to be on his own on the Tusk on the bottom lane.
I think Seneko might chill down here with him. I think that's why he probably bought that stout shield. So again, it's going to be another 2-1-2. Coming out from NaVi. And I like this because their heroes are actually very level dependent. Like we talked about Fnatic's Tusk in game 1 and how imperative it was that he got that level 7 when he did to make sure that he could, you know, go around and gank Mushi. So I think that it's really good that NaVi are going to be able to set their lanes up in that way 2 times. But mid, it's going to be a bit of a struggle here for Dendi because this is like the ultimate nuisance.
Oh man, the Blood Rage bounty.
Look at how much damage he just took.
That's smart.
Would you say it's so smart?
I'd say that. I like this is smart. I mean, anytime the bounty comes in, I guess you'll still see the cast animation of Mushi be like, hey, who did he blood brace? So it gives away the fact that the bounty's there, but still.
It doesn't matter, though.
It comes in and out. A few punches and Dendy's down to half health.
If he hits you like 1 or 2 times with that on, you're wrecked. There's not really much you can do about it.
He's going to go for a Vorst here as well, and Vorst with a couple of decays on him. Again.
Look at how much damage that does, man.
This is the bounty hunter being a bounty hunter. Reason why a lot of teams like to take him out, because he can be an absolute nuisance in the laning stage. And already NaVi just dropping down the sentries. They do not want Johnny being a part of the mid lane.
Yeah, it's very common for this kind of stuff to happen, though. Fortunately for NaVi, they also got a good D ward. Like, the first sentry they dropped, they actually got a high ground ward on their side of the river that was dropped by Fnatic. So, for the early game, at least, they're only going to have 1 ward worth of vision, and I'm not sure...
Vorst to get 3 decays on him. Tombstone's dropped. He's only got 378 health.
I think he's dead.
I think he's incredibly dead. He's not going to be able to take down the Tombstone. Trying to go for the runaround isn't going to happen. And John... Oh! Artstyle will find the return kill onto Johnny, but nonetheless, losing the roaming bounty, getting yourself first blood on the position 1 Razor.
The thing is, since he actually died to creeps in bottom lane, we're going to see another dive here.
Yeah, going in onto KYXY, could be in a bit of trouble there, trying to turn this one around with the burst damage. It is not going to be quite enough to bring that. Oh, maybe! Oh
my god!
KYXY gets the kill onto Fnatic, and he gets out! Damn!
That base armor, like Storm's base armor is the only reason he is alive right now. Storm has one of the highest starting armors for an int hero. Actually, he might have the highest in general for like any ranged int, but that is painful. I think him and OD are definitely up there. And they underestimated his tankiness and it cost him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of start that Fnatic want. You know, last game wasn't the best of starts in terms of kills. They did have a good, strong laning position, but now, kills on top of it as well, 2-1. And Vorst, of course, needs to be careful because Johnny's got his eyes on him. Bottom lane, bit of a fight. They're going out to Kess again, but this time, NaVi able to find the Crystal Maiden in the jungle, and they will get that kill without losing anything in response.
Oh, I was wrong, by the way. Techies is the highest. I forgot about Techies. But he doesn't count because he's a, like... No, we don't talk about Techies. We'll just say that. But Johnny is still managing to make a lot of stuff happen here around the map. You can see him just being annoying here to Artstyle and Havost in top lane. I'm just really, like... I'm a little bit worried right now for NaVi's lanes because, unlike last game, I don't have that sense of Fnatic need to 5-man this time around. I feel like they actually have multiple ways that they can choose to play this. And, I mean, Havost has 10 CS right now. That's not really that impressive for 3 minutes in.
He's certainly struggling. He's got the backup of Artstyle now, though, here in this lane. Johnny, though, going for Artstyle here. And now the Tombstone's being dropped. Kessig's coming in as well. Artstyle's got to run. He has got a Shallow Grave available. He's not going to get the chance to get it off, though. Dazzle to fall. And the rotation from Kessig, very, very nice indeed. Mid lane, how's it going? What a bitch.
Mushi is crushing
this is a ridiculous
but there's
lead
nothing,
for Mushi.
There's nothing Puck can do. That's the thing. Like, this matchup is so lopsided in favor of Mushi, without a doubt. And considering his other lanes are also doing well,
yeah.
In the previous match, we talked about Havost and how he needed his other lanes to actually try to deal damage. But if that happens for Mushi, he just absolutely dominates the lane. Like, there is not a thing that Puck can do in this matchup. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't actually just die.
And well, we see Johnny at the moment hiding around here. He's going to find himself Artstyle, just with a quick slash. And now, of course, Fnatic, they're going to realize that Vorst possibly on his own. They've still got Kessig around. Johnny's making his way back up with a haste rune. Vorst needs to be careful. Ohio, Tombstone back and available. And Vorst has got to be very, very careful where he treads here. Because they're ready to go, and they're going to go for it here. Vorst in a lot of trouble. Tombstone drop. There's going to be a TP coming in from Artstyle. Will he be able to get the Shallow Grove off? Yes, he will, just in time. With the TP as well coming in from Snake on the Nugget. Might be enough to save Vorst. No! CM there with a final right click. Just in time, timed perfectly against the Shallow Grave. Will find the kill. And here comes Johnny looking for Artstyle. No, he's not. He's going to leave it. Johnny's not coming today.
For now, Fnatic definitely the ones winning laning phase. Bottom lane, KYXY is in some trouble here.
Right, he's not getting himself out of that one. Will go down. Fnatic and Snake are working as a team there to bring that one out. Fnatic able to save back up as well. 4 for 3 at the moment. And this is certainly stepping up to be quite a game here. Mid lane still. Dandy struggling against Mushi. Mushi about a level ahead now, halfway through 6 compared to Dandy's halfway through 5 in the CS. 34 for 13 against 14 for 0. A very different story to what we saw Dandy perform in the last game.
Well, again, it's a lopsided matchup. You're not supposed to win this. Even in a circumstance where it's just a straight-up 1v1, Bloodseeker would probably win like 9 out of 10 times. Given equal player skill or whatever, right? So the fact that he's not died is actually kind of surprising. Normally, a puck would just get chased down behind a tower. Thankfully for Dendy, though, he's got boots already. He's got his 17-charge wand, and he will be A-okay, at least for the time being. But top lane, Johnny, he does not want to give up, man. He just wants to try to go for kills.
Cassie's coming in as well. He's going to have to back up, yeah, Johnny, to remove that static link. Mid lane, Suneko
this is a 4-man game
here, and Dreamcoat drops as well. Mushi in a lot of trouble. Has got the blood right out, though. Doesn't matter, though. They'll lose the Bloodseeker. Maybe they can find something at the back of it. Looking for Artstar, but Artstar will get the Shallow Grave off. Ohio's turned up here, trying to fight through this. Has dropped down the Tombstone. Artstar sticking around, trying to get rid of the zombies down the Tombstone. Not going to happen. Artstar to full. Fnatic trying to get rid of the Tombstone. He will. Fnatic just able to get himself out. No! Again, CM with these right clicks. Kesikimba. It's just too much for NaVi. Second kill there for the side, and they're going to look for more. Ohio moving forward. Suneko, he's coming a little bit too far. That's a double kill for Ohio. Ohio's just destroying them. Look at the decay stack. He's got
1,300 health in 7 minutes.
This man's a beast. 7 for 4. The Undying doing so much in these fights. 3 kills and 3 assists on your Ohio Undying. 6 of the 7 kills he's been involved in.
He had so many decay stacks, it actually like didn't show them all at the very end. Like, they wore off now, so he'll be getting back to his normal amount of HP, I guess you could say. But he's got Arcanes and almost an entire mech at 7 minutes. He's second highest in terms of last hits right now. His net worth is reflected as being the highest by 500, even higher than Mushi, who is completely dominating middle lane. Like, this start here for Fnatic it's insane.
Yeah, this is Fnatic pretty much reading NaVi very nicely and doing exactly what it takes to come out on top of them here in Game 2. Looking a lot more hopeful for them. Ohio and Kesik ready to go for some more action on the top lane against Dendy. They found Suneko though. Suneko could be in a lot of trouble. Tombstone's dropped. They're going to try and chase this one down. Ohio is held back, but with the rupture, Suneko, he's got nowhere to run. At level 5, there's no chance of a song. He goes down. That's going to be the Naga falling yet again. 8 for 4 pings now on the tower. Dendy hiding behind in the tree line here. Is there going to be any kind of reaction from NaVi? Are they just going to let this one go? You can see Johnny there did spot out Artstar, but the pressure just being applied by Fnatic on this top lane. Then he's got the Dream Coil. Fortification coming out, but I don't know if they can fight this there. It's going to be the Naga backup.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And okay, they are going to do it. Dream Coil's dropped. Mushi's popped down the blood right though. Running with the snowball dodge here. Mushi getting low. And will they be able to get the Bloodseeker? Yes, they will. That's the Bloodseeker down. Now NaVi looking for more, looking for the Crystal Main. They'll find Kesik as well here. Fnatic, he's got himself this haste rune, looking to chase down more here potentially, but Johnny, he is up with the invis. There's no sentry down here in the river. NaVi, no sentry. Yeah, it's just towards the mid lane that NaVi have got the sentry. So Johnny's going to be able to get himself out. But 2 kills there for NaVi. They do lose the tower, but they are able to get the deny.
Yeah, the deny is big. You want to keep the Undying away from his mech as long as you can. If Ohio finishes up that mech, and then they just start doing like 5-man if they want, or even just running around with the Undying mech and Bounty Hunter with the Bloodseeker and CM. You don't have to have the Storm actually help out yet, which is great for KYXY because in the laning phase, he was actually getting shut down maybe even harder than Dendy was. But now, since Fnatic have started to rotate around the map, force NaVi to react to them, he's managed to recover his farm quite a bit. So he goes from dying in lane once. He did get a return kill the first time, or just straight up a kill without dying. That was nice, but other than that, he was struggling. So any recovery time they can give him to this point, there aren't really a lot of disables on NaVi for him. It's really just the puck.
No, mid lane, Fnatic's TP'd in, he's going to get ruptured up. Fnatic are ready and waiting to start this fight. Going on to Fnatic, he's a little bit tanky here on the tusk. But under the Tombstone, he's going to have the snowball that will give him some time. But I don't know if there's any saving tusk here. Comes in, looks for the punch from Kesik, bringing him low. Won't be able to find the kill and does lose his life here, Fnatic. Divorced. Thinking about going in, but the Tombstone's still there, and he has not got any mana. Half health as well. Not the time for the Razor to be fighting. Suneko as well now has hit level 6. So maybe we'll see a few more of these engagements going in favor of NaVi if he's able to find the opening for the ultimate. Mid lane, Fnatic able to claim themselves this tower, and this time there won't be a deny in sight.
They got the mech 2 on Undying. This is a really scary point in the game for NaVi. The one cool thing that you mentioned is, like, because they have Song available on Seneko, they can use it to stack Weave once Art Style hits level 6, and they can use it to stack up a static link. So if you link somebody and you actually start singing, it doesn't deal damage. And we're going to see Johnny here actually get picked off by Dendi. It's a killing streak for him here in the bottom lane. But there are a couple of cool ways to synergize Song. You get mass damage drain, and then you can start things off with a snowball. And that's kind of similar to the combo that we saw Complexity do early in the morning yesterday when they were initiating with that kind of thing, and then they just used the snowball.
Being chased down here by Havorst and Artstyle. He's going to try and run. He's going to try and hide. Gets himself up to the high ground. Havorst, he's got a plasma field in a few seconds. Kessick with the jukes. Ah!
He's still dead, I think.
He is indeed. He's able to dodge him out, but the plasma field, you're not dodging that one. I'll take down Siam. Blink Dagger now completed on Dendi. Dendi Arcade Boots on the Naga as well.
And NaVi are still very much in this. They just need to be very coordinated about how they take the next few engagements. Like, they're going to need to go for picks. I really think they need to avoid trying to fight around the Undying too. Ohio's farm is just insane. He's still the highest net worth. Almost 12 minutes into the game. This offlane Undying, he is a beast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I was looking for the courier. And
oh, it's a bait.
Bit of a courier bait. Indeed, Ohio's coming in here with Johnny, but Dendi, with the blink, with the orb, should be able to get himself out to safety.
Okay.
He's fine. The things come out here. They realize he's in there. But
Johnny had Shuriken, though. I think if he had just walked up and continued to chase, they probably would have been able to kill him.
I guess, well, the Naga was around. Seneko was there with the song. It was always available if they felt it was necessary. But of course, it's always very nice at this point of the game to force out the song because of the long cooldown.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes at level 1. It's pretty insane. So, more pressure being applied here by Fnatic. They realize that this is their big power spike moment. They got that Undying with the mech available. They got track now too on Johnny, which is going to be great. We just saw it showcase there on Dendi a little while ago. And they can see pretty much everything that's going on. In a 5 versus 5, I have a hard time thinking that Fnatic would lose. Like, they have Blood Right, which is great for control. They got Rupture. They got Mech Undying. I think that taking 5-man or even just like pressuring towers is very easy for them. But again, unlike the game number 1, they don't have to play in one specific way. Because they have Storm and the Bounty Hunter, they can just kind of create space by playing off-map. Like Johnny just walking around and tracking people with KOXY not being visible. NaVi are always going to feel that pressure because as it stands right now, their warding isn't, like, it's kind of aggressive, but it doesn't really see into Fnatic's jungle. So they have very limited information as to what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what NaVi do in response to what Fnatic have brought to the game so far. I think, yeah, as you said, the fact that Ohio, second on the net worth, that's, yeah, the team fight. Not going to be nice. Not going to be nice if NaVi want to try and fight in full head-on. KOXY still trying to look to catch up his farm. He's third on the board.
I think they saw that smoke. They should have definitely seen that. Yeah, the ward scouted it out, so they're going to ping it. And I'm pretty sure they just get revealed by Bounty Hunter right away. Oh, the dust is slow. By that time, Johnny's already well out of there.
Dire's top tower
unfortunate
is
there
under
for
attack.
NaVi. Space created again for KOXY. Look at him on the top lane, finding the space, using it to the best of his advantage, and we are going to see, yeah, it's now starting to pull away here for Fnatic, the goal difference. It is just 3k though, 14 minutes in, not a massive lead. But again, it is one that Fnatic have pretty much held for the entirety of this game so far. NaVi yet able to swing the game back into their favor as of yet.
Well, NaVi have a couple of opportunities for team fights. With the Puck having a Blink Dagger at this stage in the game, that's going to be nice. They have good disengage as well, so if something starts going wrong...
He's going in on KOXY and he's going to bring him incredibly low. Not quite low enough though, unfortunately for Dendi, as he is able to escape their KOXY, getting himself back to base.
Thank goodness for Strength Treads, huh? Pretty sure he would have been dead if he was on Int.
It was very, very close indeed. Fnatic, bottom lane. They're looking on this tier 1 here. Kessikimba, Ohio and the boys, Mushy. Seneko hanging around. We haven't really seen Seneko be able to do too much yet this game. It's we haven't really seen this. I don't think we've seen a song at all yet so far. Still not finding the perfect chance to get it off. Ohio coming to the top lane. Havorst, how's his farm doing? Well, he is working towards, well, it looks like to be the mech here for Havorst himself. He's going to be picking it up for the team.
Yeah. The funny part is he's actually going to have it slower than the Undying, so that's always a little bit funny to see when you have a game like that, because Razor's known to dominate his lane, right? Like, that's what the hero is picked for, majority of the time. But his mech's going to be a little bit delayed. I don't think it'll hurt Navi too much in the long run. It's just Fnatic, they have a slight lead at the moment. And you were talking about Seneko not being able to use a song, and I think that's mainly because using it to initiate is super dangerous against Fnatic because they will chase you forever. So if you go and you song to initiate and then you make a mistake in that fight, Fnatic could very easily just clean up your entire team because they have that track, they have Storm, they have Bloodseeker. Their chasing potential is nuts. So I think it's always safer to try to save it for a moment to like disengage and be like, whoa, I don't want to take this fight. We'll just go ahead and song and back off.
I mean, what's the game plan at the moment for the side of Fnatic? Are they going to be happy with where they are, or do they need to look for more engagements, or is it just about getting that farm on KYXY, getting him that completed Bloodstone as soon as possible before they look to try and take on NaVi head on?
Yeah, getting Bloodstone is going to be great because the puck doesn't really deal a lot of damage. That's kind of NaVi's biggest issue right now is their lack of DPS. So in the previous match, they had a lot of burst damage with the Queen of Pain. They had the ability to just kill a hero and get out because they also had things like Tusk at their disposal. I'm sure they have it this game too, but Puck is not known for being as bursty of a hero as Queen. So they're going to have a hard time killing KYXY if he gets that Bloodstone going. He's going to have so much effective HP. You can see here, like, even after being punched and whatever, KYXY, he kind of has no fear. And he knows that Dendy's not there, so he can just play as aggressive as he wants.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as you said, Dendy's really the only one that he needs to be worried about in terms of getting caught out. So, having a grand old time. Johnny as well, level 7. Heading into the jungle, looking to get some intel. There is a hell of a lot of sentries around the map for NaVi. They are already waiting Johnny. He knows he's safe under this bit of the map with the sentry already placed, but he is going to get scouted out potentially if he comes around here towards Havors. Now he's going to go to the north. The pings did come out nonetheless, and Fnatic will... Oh no, the dust doesn't quite latch onto Johnny. Every time, just on the tip. Johnny not being caught out by these dusts. And there we go, the dust from Artstar. This time it does get him. Okay, Johnny's in trouble now, and he'll get taken down. Does take him a couple of dusts, but NaVi, they catch out the Bounty Hunter.
That's 3 heroes, though. Oh, Dendy, bottom lane. Mushi and KYXY looking for the Rupture. Good blink.
Dendy, yeah, blinks out. He's orbing out as well. He's fine. Hey, okay. And Dendy again, another game so far. He hasn't died at all in this one. Dendy proving to be as elusive as you'd expect on the puck. It's just going to be a question of how much he can do for the team. Blink Dagger has now been completed by Fnatic, though, on this Tusk. So 18 minutes in, you know, regarding on how the game's gone so far, not too bad of a timing here for him.
Maybe they can start to make something happen with that Blink Dagger. That's going to be kind of a, I think, a go-to item for NaVi. Because before, when it's just the puck that has the Blink Dagger, it still takes some time for people to actually follow up your initiation. Whereas now, because of the fact that they do have that Blink available on Fnatic, they can just go in and try to burst the hero down really quickly. It's going to be tough, though, man. There's Glimmer Cape, Mech Arcanes on Ohio.
Oh, man.
Like, good God, he is farmed. How do you actually... Okay, so the only burst damage that NaVi have is Magical Burst, right? And if they get Glimmer Cape on the hero who's being initiated on, like if they put it on KYXY in the middle of a fight, he's going to take almost no damage. I'm a little bit concerned that NaVi... Puck is a hero who falls off, right? Like Razor, he's very good, but you need heroes to stand still. I think he's going to have a hard time finding a static...
They're going to go for this. Mid lane, Fnatic's come out. Johnny scouts it out. KYXY straight in. We'll have the snowball here to buy him some time, and he will have the ability to blink himself away. They're going to zip forward for more, though. The tracks there revealing no KYXY is out of mana, and oh, he's not going to find the kill. Artstar there in time with the shallow grave. Fnatic to live. Bottom lane indeed going in, going hard onto Dendy. Dendy should be able to just make it out to K2 shot. No, the Rupture! The zombies! Ah, he's able to TP. Where's the... Oh, the soul rip from Ohio. Mega kill streak for the man. The rich just got richer as Ohio picks up that kill onto Dendy.
There is a very, very stressful point in the game right now for NaVi, and it's going to be the next, like, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes where they don't have enough item progression on their heroes to really feel confident in taking these fights. I think that their lineup is so based around not necessarily a wombo combo, but the fact that they have to...
The Glimmer Cape initiation straight onto Havors. Is he going to get caught in the blood right? Yes, he is. They're going to chase this one down. Freezing field there from Keswick for a little bit to scare off any TP reaction, but it's still going to come in. Funny. Looking for Johnny. They'll be able to turn this one around. They found the Bounty Hunter. That is going to be it for the time being, but Fnatic moving forward. Thinking about a higher, but it's a little bit too tricky of a target to tackle without the rest of his team, as Dendy is still back in base at the moment. But they do get the Johnny Bounty Hunter, and they don't lose anything, and they don't lose the tier 2.
So I figured out NaVi's game plan in the last 20 seconds.
What do you reckon?
I clicked Seneko, and he's got 2,700 gold.
Oh boy.
So the plan is...
When in doubt, get Radiance.
We need to make sure that the Naga Siren gets Radiance. That's going to be their fallback. Now, it's still, I think, Fnatic's game to lose at this point. They definitely have a lead. Okay, that's aggressive.
That's a very nice dream call as well. Mushi and Kesagimba to fall. Mushi's still alive, buying himself some time. Ohio has turned up, and now the song here. They're looking to take down the Tombstone, and this is NaVi now working perfectly as a team. Can they get the kills on the back of this? Mushi, he's going to get blown up straight away the hill by Ohio. He's getting low on mana. He hasn't got a mech. He's already used it. Deadly catching him out in with the snowball as well from Fnatic. Ohio to fall as well. KOX from the sideline. Can he do anything in response? I don't think he can. He needs to get himself out. Will zip himself back towards his base with the amount of mana that he's got. 3 heroes to fall on Fnatic. Off the back of that, Seneko, 3.4k gold. They get this tower as well. He's pretty much got his goddamn relic.
If he gets the last hit, okay, never mind. He lets somebody else get it, which is fine. But like you mentioned, he's gonna get a Radiance in like 25 minutes as support Naga Siren.
This, I mean, it didn't look, you know, across the map, things weren't looking great for NaVi, the farm. For Fnatic, it was kind of a question of how are they going to be able to keep on top of this? And Seneko turns up and says,
"And Seneko, we trust."
Welcome to the Seneko Naga. In the games where we kind of force a voice back, we say, mate, you're buying the mech,
yeah.
I'm carrying this one.
Well, that's why I thought it was so funny at the start of the game. I asked the question, is he actually going to farm? Because he had Stout Shield, which is pretty uncommon for a starting build for that hero, at least in the support capacity. But now, it's like, yeah, I'm farming. I'm only like, what, 1,200 gold away from finishing up that Radiance, and once he does...
It's insane.
Fnatic, they have pretty good pick potential, but their D push is kind of mediocre. They kind of have Storm and, I guess, CM Nuke, and that's about it. Oh, Johnny.
Oh, the dust again for Fnatic, catching out the bounty under. Straight in we go. Seneko as well being able to pick up that kill. Closing in on that recipe for the Radiance, and I've got to be honest, you look at a kind of a game in which the Naga's going to get that Radiance to start pushing the lanes out and get 6-slotted eventually over time, and you ask yourself, what do Fnatic's lineup do against a stacked Naga?
That is the question, right? Is can they actually do anything to stop a Naga with Radiance? Like, sure, the Storm, you might be able to go for picks with Bounty Hunter and Storm and maybe even the Bloodseeker, but KOXY is going straight for Bloodstone, and he has it at 23 minutes, which isn't really the fastest timing. So now he needs to get to Orchid before he's going to be able to really do anything to Seneko. And I think the timing might just be a little bit too late. This is actually very interesting because most teams who run Naga Siren support, like you think EG is probably the front runner, right? They run it quite a bit. They never do this.
I think there's a couple of times that he might have gone, but the majority of the time, yeah, it just doesn't.
Most of the time it's like Solar Crest, yeah. Guardian Greaves, like stuff like that. I think Aoi even makes like 4 staff.
It is rare,
but
on the support.
Maybe they just realized that.
I mean, do you think this was the plan going into this game, or this is them adapting to how the game's going and saying, right, we need you to get Radiance?
It's an adaptation, for sure. They look at it and they say, there's no way a support Naga is going to win us the game. We actually need to transition to carry Naga because Razor just doesn't do anything versus the cores of Fnatic. Like, Bloodseeker can run away. With track speed, you can run away. Bottom lane.
Dendy's trading. Can they burst him down before he can get out? Oh, yes, they can. Oh, they're coming in to help out with the Soul Rip. It will bring down Dendy. Fnatic able to keep themselves fine. I mean, you know, they are going to have this Naga with the... Right, there we go. Radiance now complete. 24-minute Radiance on your support Naga. Seneko picking that one up. And I think Fnatic, you know, they realize they've got to up the pressure, up the ante. You know, 5 heroes down here, they need to go for it.
They're going to see this and be like, oh, God. This is actually really bad. It's a really nice adaptation, though, coming in from NaVi. It's very common to look at that pick and just say, like, okay, well, it's going to be standard support. And, you know, maybe he gets a couple of decent support items, but he'll never really transition into that core role. And now Fnatic, after having seen that Radiance, they're going to go, oh, we actually need to win the game now. Like, we can't let this go on for, like, another 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes for Seneko to get to his core items, because it's going to start to become a huge issue for them.
I mean, already, you just look at the net worth, and it is Seneko at the top of that net worth for the side of NaVi. The highest farmer at the moment. Just behind him is it
Havos was giving him creeps in the jungle. He was actually hitting them low so Seneko could get to that Radiance. They realize how important it is for them to be able to get that split push going.
Well, this is going to be very, very interesting indeed to see what Fnatic do in response. We saw them trying to look for something on this bottom lane, but they kind of got spooked out. Now they're going to go back in potentially with this smoke. Where's the plan? Maybe heading towards the jungle. They know that Seneko's going to potentially look towards that, of course, with the Radiance to farm. And at the moment, it's just Mushi up here as well, scouting it out. What's he got coming out of the curry? Is that the BKB? Okay, no, it's the workings of one. He's got the Yoga Club on its way. Okay, here we go. Zipping onto Artstar. They want a quick and easy pick off, and then Artstar will find it. Dendy's down now with the Dream Coil onto 2. There's going to be TPs coming out as well, and there's Fnatic. Straight away with the Wolves Punch on the KYXY. They're looking to try and bring down, but here we go with the Glimmer Cape. He's going to be okay. The song's coming out now from Snako. Is this a disengaged song? It certainly looks like it. They want to get out of it. Dandy just clearing off these zombies. Okay, Rupture onto her fourth and zipping forth. They want to try and find him. He will be able to use the last of his mana here to get off the main. It's not going to save them though. The Razor will go down. And Fnatic proving that still with the aggression and the team fight that they've got, they can very easily take one against NaVi.
Yeah, their fighting was never really in question though. It was a matter of, are you going to find the fights with Naga Siren having that Radiance? Like, the way that NaVi can play this, they can just turtle. With, what, 3 other heroes, like Puck and the Naga Siren can split push the entire time. It's still very difficult for them to lock down Dendy until that Orchid is actually online. And I'm pretty sure... Okay, Dendy's going straight Hex, never mind. He's not making Yules. So in a lot of these games, when you're playing against like Bloodseeker and Storm, you kind of go Yules just to prevent the Orchid from just straight up being a death sentence to you. And I think based around how NaVi have to play this, maybe Yules would have been a slightly better choice just to make sure that you're not like a solo target. Because if Naga is the only person showing on the map, it becomes a lot harder to really play the Naga game. Because if you're the only person showing, then obviously Fnatic are going to prioritize you, because they don't have any other targets. But if Dendy can show as well, then it's like 2 people that they think about trying to kill. And the more they focus Dendy, the easier it will be for Snako to continue to get his farm. So right now, NaVi, the fallback plan is Naga Siren, please, just help us. And they give him a gem too.
And well, yeah, ensuring that Johnny's not going to be able to catch him out as well. That's a smart play here from NaVi. Boots of travel now completed by Snako in, as well at this time. So 27.5 minutes in, so he's now going to be able to get himself around the map. And now with the energy booster still in tow, just disassembling his arcanes for that one. And now the push coming in from the bottom lane here. Fnatic. We've seen them try before to fight in this position, but each and every time NaVi have been there with the defense. Now we'll see if Fnatic are able to accomplish anything with this one. KYXY hanging around. He's still just a little bit short of his... Okay, he's got 1 Oblivion Staff. He's got... Yeah,
he's got it
holding
now.
The work. Is that...
Yeah, he has it.
Ah, there we go. Yes, so it's just coming back to him on the courier. And it's still sitting on the floor, in fact. There we go. They'll go out and pick it up. There we go. So that's your Orchid done on KYXY as well. And he has got 11 Bloodstone charges. So we'll see what the Storm is able to achieve against NaVi.
This is a good timing. The first gank that he gets is pretty much free, because NaVi will likely not see the Orchid finish until KYXY goes for a kill. They're warding. It's not super aggressive right now. They have 1 ward on their high ground in the jungle, but that's about it. So KYXY should have a pretty easy time finding a couple of pickoffs. The one concern, though, is Snako, he's going to be going for that Manta style most likely, or at the very least he'll get a Yasha. Then he might go Octarine first since he already made Arcanes. Like, he disassembled, makes spots, keeps the energy booster. If he goes Manta before Fnatic actually are able to really pressure the map, they're going to have some big issues. Like, Naga Siren is no joke when you start getting to like the 40-45 minute mark and being able to kill those illusions as they continually get more and more tanky. And also consider the fact that heroes like Undying, even though Ohio is still like 4th highest net worth, which is insane, by the way, that he's managed to keep that up, he just doesn't quite have the same impact as he did maybe like, 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, it certainly feels like the Undying's impact has been falling off over the last few minutes. Well, kind of half of the game. Moving forward here, they've found Fnatic here. This could be a nice and quick pick-off, but it's certainly going to be nothing less than that. Fnatic, not a hope of the world there with KYXY, revealing the Orchid and bringing down the Tusk. And KYXY, he's certainly going to be a very, very scary force as the game goes on, and also a force that will be able to take down Snako if he's caught out of position, at least until he's able to get at least another item on board of this Naga.
I'm wondering if he's going to go for Soul Booster or if he's going to go back for the Yasha. It's hard to say. I think having Yasha has its merits. Like, the illusions running faster means that you can actually push the lanes in deeper. Like, a lot of Naga Siren players will just run the illusion past the creep wave and pull it out. But Ohio, Glimmer caping in here. They will be able to secure the tier 2 mid. No contention coming out from NaVi. I think that's actually the smart play, because if for whatever reason your Naga Siren gets picked off and has to buy back, it's very painful because he doesn't have any health items yet, right? He's still very squishy. He's only got 1200 HP. Oh, they spotted out KYXY.
Yeah, they want to find this kill. This is going to be a very tasty kill to find indeed. 12 Bloodstone charges at the moment. KYXY's been having quite a game so far. Caught in trouble right at the end snare. Will go down. Seneko getting that kill as well. So this, I mean, this is big for the old Naga. Getting the kills onto this man. And 2.6k gold now sitting on him. So we will hopefully see what he does decide to opt for as his next movement.
I think he's going Soul Booster.
Okay, Soul
yeah,
Booster. Okay.
Yeah, it's still really good. It makes it so if the Storm jumps you, there's still a good chance you can live, even without the use of the Manta. And having the Octarine, I personally feel like that is the go-to item on Naga Siren. Like, the cooldown reduction is amazing. You get the extra tankiness out of it as well. It's just so good. I don't really think you can pass it up in most cases. And the thing is, it's still only 31 minutes in.
Yeah, this is
like, this is comparable to a normal position 1 Naga farm.
A core Naga would have been happy with this, yeah.
I think NaVi, they're feeling actually pretty confident about this game. Fnatic, though, they're not going to just take it on the chin. They are going to try to sneak this Roshan. They realize they need to win. Like, obviously, you always want to win when you play Dota, but they need to win now. Like, they can't let the game continue at the rate that it is.
With this Aegis, KYXY going to be able to grab that onto the Storm. And well, just this last tier 2 standing in the base for NaVi. But as you said, with the Naga, the ability to just continuously push these lanes out of Vorst, actually going to be able to find this top tier 1 off the back of that momentum. There we go, a bit more money in the kitty here for the team. And Dendi, very, very close to his scythe, has got the Mystic Staff picked up on top of the Ultimate Orb, so just needing that final component. And then with the scythe as well, NaVi are going to look very, very scary in these fights if they can find the initiation.
I think with the Puck having a blanket and the Tusk also having it, you can kind of initiate whenever you want. If Seneco's back there to kind of stop the team fight if things are going bad, just be like, oh yeah, I'll pop Song. Everyone else can just retreat if we have a bad engagement. Even with the use of the Aegis, I'm kind of hesitant to say that Fnatic could actually break base. Like they'll probably get the tier 2 bottom. But outside of that, they haven't really been able to make a whole lot happen. Everyone's farming, which is great, but it's not about how fast you can farm, it's what can you do to deal with this late game Naga Siren on NaVi.
Well, that really is the question, and when he's just under about 600 gold away from completing the Octarine, I don't know, man. It's certainly starting to look a little bit rockier for Fnatic. It's been up and down in terms of difference. It's only about 2.5k favouring the side of Fnatic, which 33 minutes in really is nothing. The XP a little bit more so in the favour of Fnatic, but still NaVi, as you said, I'm sure they're going to feel very comfortable with the progression that Seneco's been able to find.
He'll have his Octarine very soon. He's only like 2,400 away, I think. No, he has 2,400 gold, excuse me.
Yeah, so
he's like 300 away.
It was very close to the Mystic Star.
And with that, it is going to be absolute nightmare for Fnatic to try to finish out this game. And like you mentioned too a little bit earlier, Denny now with the full Hex. During these team fights, Fnatic need to make these next like 5-10 minutes count. Like,
yeah,
really
they need to go for it. They really need to go for it. Otherwise, it's just going to get harder and harder. It is one of those games against the Naga where it's just becoming a ticking time bomb. And to that point where it's just going to be almost impossible to push the base against unless you catch Seneko out of place and get him off the map for a good minute.
Well, the one nice thing that Fnatic have for now is that Seneko is confined to his base. He hasn't bought Octarine because he knows he needs buyback. So if they can take a fight with Naga being in base, that is ideal. Because if you know she's there, that means she can't be ratting lanes. She can't be pushing them out. 2 of the 3 lanes right now are actually pushed in favor of Fnatic. This is one of the best situations you can hope for if you're playing up against Naga.
The Vorst houses farm. Look, he's got the BKB on top of the mech. Still not anything too special on the Razor. It is the Storm and the Bloodseeker at the top. Remember, Bloodseeker, Mr. Mushi, closing in on his MKB now. Just about 800 or so to go for that one. Fnatic still looking pretty scary with the Desolator and the Medallion. You know, if he locks down onto someone on the side of Fnatic, they will be able to kill them pretty darn quickly. So just a bit of a standoff here between the two sides as Fnatic hanging around looking for any kind of opening, any kind of overextension from NaVi, but NaVi sticking very close, very safe to their base. Seneko is actually going to come out a little bit here. We'll see where he decides to end up. There's quite a long way to go all the way around to this, but maybe he realizes that because Fnatic are all here, he is safe to do this. as he is going to make a long trek, leaving the base here. Fnatic, they're going to continue to stay here and look to push. And now, here we go, zipping in. KYXY going to get caught out here by the poach now inside from Denny. Can they kill the Storm? Yes, they can. But Storm's got the Aegis. He's going to be back here for round 2. Saneko's TP back as well. Can they kill him? He's got the song, and they're going to use it.
Oh, no.
They toggle the silence. It might not matter anyway if they can kill him. And, oh, no! KYXY gets out. This is a disaster for the side of NaVi as they're unable to find the kill. They did get the Aegis, and they do defend the base, but unfortunately for NaVi, very close to killing the Storm, which would have been massive for them. But just a little bit of a miscommunication there between the skills.
Yeah, Saneko kind of biffed that one. Okay, so they did that combo earlier, right? They silenced after the song ended, and they killed KYXY when he was high ground, which showed that maybe Saneko just thought that that's how they should always do it, because it's almost a guarantee, but then he just immediately silences him. The song comes out, gives him about a second and a half of invulnerability, ends up saving his life. So a little bit unfortunate that they're not able to get the Storm off the map, but in that time, Saneko, he manages to secure his Octarine. He's also got almost enough money for buyback. Shouldn't be too much longer. And at the end of the day, they still get the Aegis. So yes. It's not they're still going to be okay with it. Obviously, would have been better if they killed the Storm. But still now, Fnatic, they're probably sitting there going, man, that was supposed to be our time. They even knew that Saneko wasn't there right away. So they jump in straight away, try to go for an engagement, force it really hard because, hey, the Naga's not here. And they still aren't able to make anything really big happen.
Oh, Vorst, he's found Johnny, and Johnny's found Vorst. Things coming out, but Vorst going in. Chasing this one down, walking the dog, and here's KYXY coming in to stir this one around. Vorst popping the BKB, trying to continue to fight, but now just going to simply look for the TP out. Doesn't want to stick around, doesn't want to be a part of this. And will get himself back to base.
Well, the Naga begins. All he needs to do now, I think, is he gets Yasha, maybe goes to Natus style in the butterfly or something like that, and he will be pretty much the split-pushing god of Naga Siren.
This is going to be so nasty for Fnatic to try and push the lanes back out against. I mean, overall, they're doing fairly well here. They keep focusing on this bottom lane. This is where they want to try and break the base first, by the looks of it. The 5-man yet here all again. And Vorst and Artstyle just left defending here. The illusions, though, from Saneko. I mean, this creep wave is going to bring this tier 2 down very, very low. Yeah, TP's coming out. They're going to need to do something to stop this one, because this tower very close to dropping.
This is a bad sign. When a team has to TP back to address Naga, that's how you know the team with a Naga is winning, right? Because every single time Fnatic have to get off of Navi's side of the map, that's less pressure. A hero TP's away, especially a hero like Storm, who is one of the better initiators on their team. It just gives you so much breathing room, because now you can see Navi, they're moving outside of their base, they're starting to get some farm on other lanes. Fnatic are just in the situation where if the Naga Siren is pressuring towers too hard, and no one is there, because you obviously want 5 people to push, right? If you're trying to break high ground, you need everyone. So whenever Saneko is getting those lanes pushed in, suddenly it becomes just like the first person that TP's back, instantly Navi are going to be like, okay, we can either go for a kill ourselves, or we just go back to farming.
Top lane, talking about farming, KYXY is looking for some. Needs to be careful though, because Dendi is around with the Hex, yeah. Actually going to look the wrong way here. Now he's going to reveal himself. He's trying to go in on Saneko, but there's the backup. Funny coming in first. KYXY gets the BKB out before the Hex goes down. Now he really wants to get this Naga, and he might just find it. He does. Brings down Saneko. Now he's going to look to get himself out. He's out of mana though. But the backup's here. Fnatic's turned up. This is the kind of fight that they want to look for. Denny's blinked himself away from this. And there will be a blink out from Fnatic as well. But they're going to chase it down here. Fnatic frostbitten up. They'll take him down as well. And Fnatic finding NaVi out of place very, very nicely. And these are the kind of pickoffs and fights that Fnatic have been looking for pretty much the last 20 minutes of the game.
It was so close to Dendi getting that Hex off. If he got the Hex on KYXY before the BKB, I think they probably would have just killed the Storm, and that teamfight would have went horrendously for Fnatic. But unfortunately, Dendi wasn't quite able to get in range fast enough. I think they recovered the gem. Yeah, Dendi picked it up. So they didn't end up giving away the gem to Fnatic, which is definitely a good thing. They're going to try to force the Naga Siren to buy back, but I'm not sure if he has to. Even getting like racks here, I think it's not worth buying back on the Naga. You want that hero to be alive twice, because if you buy back now, and then you like they back up or whatever, it just means if you die one more time, you just lose the game. So obviously having that safety of a buyback is always going to be much nicer, even if you end up giving away a tier 3 for it. So NaVi made the right call in that situation. The rest of Fnatic are going to be content with their pick and just back off.
16-15 the graph, still showing, of course, this lead for Fnatic, and even more so there after that fight. So Seneko, still got a fair bit of work to do to keep hold of this game here for the team. 1600 gold now on top of that, Yasha. Avorst on top of the BKB now has managed to pick himself up that plate mail. He has got 3,900 in the bank as well, so well on his way to picking up his next item. Phoenix got 2k in gold and Artstyle. He's picked up the Ghost Scepter. Other than that, a little bit of a poor game here for Artstyle. Lowest on the net worth, but understandably so. It's been a tough one. On to the Bloodseeker here. Mushy getting caught out in the mid-lane and they'll be able to bring him down. KOXY coming in, trying to turn this one around. Doing a lot of damage. He's a little bit low on mana. Denny kept alive here with the Shallow Grave, and now there's your song. BKB is going to wear out. Can NaVi find something off the back of this here? They have got Mushy to worry about on the sidelines, but they've already taken down Johnny here on the Bounty Hunter. But no, NaVi, they just all died. The damage from Keswick's freezing field too much. And the fact you've got Mushy just running around at the speed of light. Artstyle drops as well. And that was not the Song of the Siren setup that they needed. And 4 of them dead. What a disastrous fight for them against Fnatic, who played that absolutely impeccably. And off the back of that, should be able to force out a fair few buybacks from NaVi.
That CML absolutely decimated them. Yeah. Definitely shout out to him for that. Double buyback from NaVi. You said that yourself, that they were going to have to probably buy back for that. But the thing is, now they're using buybacks, and Roshan's up. So before that fight even happened, I think NaVi wanted to try to pressure to try to have this situation happen, but for them, obviously. Like, Fnatic winning that fight means they get to go into Roshan for free. And now it's like, this game is completely in Fnatic's favor once again. Because of the fact that Naga bought back. We talked about when they were pushing top how bad it is to have to buy back in that situation, because it means one more death could just end the game. And Seneko still doesn't have anything close to finishing his Manta style. If he has Manta, he can live through the Storm initiation, but without it, he's relying on the rest of his team to try to help him out.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible fight there for Fnatic, and NaVi at this point, they do need to be careful. Seneko's got to be very careful. He really is protect Seneko at this point. He's got to be up, because when he's down, the lanes suddenly get all pushed in. Fnatic get the momentum again going, and it gets a lot harder for them to do anything. Ohio now sitting on 3.1k gold, continues to be a very down, rich, Undying. And as you said, the freezing field massive. Look at the amount of money that Kessy's got after that. 2,800 here on the Crystal Maiden. He's looking very darn healthy indeed. KYXY, 13 Bloodstone charges, 2.9k gold as well for him. Now, what does the Storm go as his next item? Does he himself look for something like the Scythe?
Yeah, I think Hex is probably the best choice. If you assume that Seneko is eventually going to get to that Manta style, maybe even before you get a chance to fight again, having a Hex just means that you have that guaranteed initiation and just saying, all right, well, we can jump in for sure. We have Rupture at our disposal as well. At the very least, we can force them, force NaVi into pretty much retreating. But for now, you can tell the stark contrast and the control that Fnatic have over this game in the last course of like 5-10 minutes is NaVi losing that fight, Seneko being forced to buy out, losing Roche. It seemed like the game, they had a very good stranglehold on it with that Naga, and just off the back of 1 or 2 good engagements, Fnatic, they just pull it right back.
I mean, look at it. Like, it's just rocketed up about 10k, and Fnatic, they're ready to go. They're smoked up, looking towards the top lane, and ready to start to apply some pressure, looking to break the base. Dendy. He's chilling here, the wall's being popped down. They know Dendy's there, the ping's coming out from NaVi saying, Dendy, get yourself back. Fnatic, they're going to look to jump. They certainly are still hiding here. Avorst, is he going to be the one to tank this? Moving forward, still not close enough for Fnatic to want to jump in. But at this point, what do NaVi do to stop this? They've got the Song, but they haven't really got a huge amount of wombo combo. Yes, they've got the Weave, they've got the Dream Coil, but other than that, it's just a lot of kind of single target. We're going to have to see what they can do. They have found KYXY. KYXY just able to zip himself back out, and this Storm is pretty darn hard to bring down at this point of the game. And
he's insanely tanky, for
Bottom
sure.
tower does go down there, though. So again, these creep waves being pushed out. The momentum's certainly there for NaVi, but at this point, pressured into their own base.
I think Fnatic are perfectly fine just sitting here.
Yeah.
Because again, the Naga Siren's going to be sending illusions to other lanes, sure. It happens, you know. That's just how the hero actually functions. But by the way, welcome in to everyone tuning in. We're now on the main stream here. I guess we must be the last game running, right?
It must be. And this game could be running for quite a bit more if NaVi are able to get it their way. If you're just joining, this is a game in which Seneko is on his Naga and has managed to find a hell of a lot of farm. He said, Havorst, I'm going to carry today. He's got a Radiance Manta style complete now as well on top of the Octarine 45 minutes in. We've seen Fnatic have a couple of really nice team fights in which they've been able to get themselves into the base now, but KYXY getting X'd up in the Glimmer indeed from Fnatic. able to get himself back out. So they're slowly chipping away at the base. It's just the ranged racks, but still, look at the other lanes. I mean, they're going to have to send someone down to deal with this creep wave here. And Seneko on the back of this, he's really holding NaVi in on this game with the amount of pressure he's applying to the lanes. And it's a lot of this, it just feels a lot of pressure is on Seneko at this point.
It's kind of all on him, actually. If he gets picked off one more time, he still has, what? Right now, he's not able to buy back for 3 minutes. He'll have enough money when the buyback cooldown is back up, but for a while, NaVi, they need to continually push out lanes. That is their only game plan. When they went mid, trying to fight because they knew Roshan was going to spawn, they had the right mentality about wanting to fight over Roshan. That part was fine, but they just didn't respect Fnatic's 5 versus 5 potential enough. I mean, if we're speaking bluntly, Fnatic's 5-man is insane. Like, they're actually so good in 5 versus 5 engagements, especially considering the amount of mobility that their cores have. And we said, even at the start, NaVi, they lack disable. They're not able to really hold the storm in place. They can't deal with Mushi. So when you take that 5 versus 5 and you song aggressively, you leave yourself no retreat option. And then Fnatic just run them over. So I think that decision in of itself has kind of put them into this spot right now where Seneko is just being completely relied on to keep them in the game.
I mean, if you do look at the lockdown that NaVi have, essentially they've got the 3 seconds at the Waning Rift, the 3.5 seconds of the Hex, and then it is down pretty much to the Snowball Stun as well. But even in those, what's kind of 6-7 seconds, if you perfectly kind of stagger them, stagger the lockdown, I don't know if they're killing this this Storm because he's pretty darn fat. You know, 2,300 health. And there's a freaking goddamn Undying keeping him alive with everything that he's got in his items.
There's a ton of heals, there's Glimmer Capes, there's Solar Crest, Force Staffs. 7 seconds sounds like a really long time, but in reality, trying to line those things up together without the enemy team doing anything to stop you is very unlikely. So in the grand scheme of things, they don't really have a lot to deal with KYXY at this point, and he is sitting on top of 5,600 gold, likely going to be seeing him pick up that Hex. He might even buy it and just say, screw having buyback, because right now, Fnatic are still pressuring a lot, and he's got a lot of Bloodstone charges, so even if he does die, he'll be respawning relatively quick.
Man, with 13 is going to be somewhere around 20-second, 20-30 maximum respawn. It's not going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. But I mean, as well in these fights, we've been seeing the Blood Rage being used on KYXY, so he's doing a hell of a lot of damage zipping around. They're really not scared of him dropping, because they know that they can keep the Storm alive. NaVi here, just ready, and they're waiting for Fnatic. It's very hard for NaVi now to leave the base. In fact, I don't think we've seen anyone other than Seneko dare to leave. At the same time, Kessig, he's got the BKB now on his Crystal Maiden as well. Level 16 here with a 3rd point at Freezing Field. NaVi have got to be so scared at these 5-on-5 engagements.
At least they have a couple of ways of stopping the ulti still. Like, when they had that CM ult mid, that was kind of the thing that sealed the deal. Like, Kessig standing in the trees, getting that huge freezing field off, killing, I think, 2 or 3 members of NaVi, just in terms of sheer damage output. That was a huge play. They can Walrus Punch, I think, to stop Black King Bar, or BKB ulti, and then they also have the Naga Net. That's pretty much the only 2 ways. So looking for him to try to get some big ultis off. Fnatic, though, they're not going too crazy right now. They're kind of just content to control the map, farm it up. They're going to see that teleport from Seneko. Actually, no, he might have been on a vision when he did that. But if they see him teleport to a lane, they immediately have to pressure, because you want to always push the Naga Siren back into her base. The longer you can keep her confined in there, the less likely it is that you're going to have lanes being pushed like all the way to your base. And you can see what he's doing. Like, he's actually just running his illusions past creep waves. He's not trying to sit there and tank him out. He's just putting him in front of the tier 2 and like parking it there and just trying to get the lanes out as far as he can.
Naga doing Naga things here on all the lanes. He did pick up the Diffusal Blade as well. It's going to be very nice in the fighting and in the pushing also. Bottom lane going in on this tier 3 KY by zipping forward. And Vorst, yeah, just chilling about here. Vorst in terms of farm on top of the AC now. He does have 2,400. But yeah, these illusions, they're sitting there tanking up the tower as well. Why not? That's going to be a creep wave going down. The amount of farm that this Naga's got, allowing him to achieve this. And you're going to have to send someone back on the side of Fnatic, because you've got a couple of siege creeps, so they're going to be knocking on your door. And indeed, KYX were there with the TP back. And oh man, this game, we could be in for the long haul, Andy, with this one.
It is possible. I mean, it's 50 minutes. Yeah. For a Naga Siren game, that is not long by any stretch of the imagination. We've seen like 2-hour games, something like that with Naga Sirens before in the past, but Roshan going to be the next point of contention. again, forcing KYXY out is the big deal. It means NaVi can get themselves going on the map. They know Roshan's going to be up soon. Funix scouts the pit. He sees it. It's not up just yet, but they know. That's why they're going for the smoke play. I really hope they at least save Song to run away this time, because if they didn't learn a lesson from what they did mid before, it could be Fnatic just taking another really strong fight.
Yeah, smoked up at the moment, NaVi. Seeing what they can find, and as you said, this would be a lovely time to try and catch out Fnatic, because other than now, NaVi haven't really left the base here, so it would really catch Fnatic off guard. But it is not going to be the case. Fnatic themselves grouped up towards the mid lane. Just kind of having a look. There is no gem at the moment on the side of NaVi. We do have a gem on the side of Fnatic, though. Of course, Keswick holding it on the CM. And Seneka just continue to push out, has found 4,100 net worth now as well. And he is catching up here with KYXY Stormfire. There's going to be a bit of a fight kicking off though here. Keswick, he tried for the freezing field, but the Warriors punch is there to cancel it. And they do lose the Crystal Maiden. At the same time, KYXY looking for Artstyle. Denny's there to back it up. KYXY, will he be able to find the kill? No, Artstyle with the shallow grave. KYXY is going to have to get himself the hell out of there. Doesn't want to fight it. Actually going to join the rest of the gang, looking for Seneko. Seneko, he's got the TP. Will be able to disengage this time with the Song of the Siren.
They're giving away Roche. Like that TP basically just says, we cannot fight Roche anymore. I'm really surprised that after getting that CM kill, they didn't just try to go for that. And the funny part about it too was KYXY had Orchid that entire time. He just let Artstyle use Grave. Like, he had Orchid off cooldown and just didn't go for the kill. That is a really bizarre kind of exchange, I guess, from both teams. But Seneko teleporting himself top. He's going to just shove the wave in again, trying to prevent the push in mid. And maybe because of the lane equilibrium right now, NaVi aren't actually giving away Roche, because now Fnatic have to de-push again. Like, they're feeling not as confident, like maybe they don't kill it fast enough and NaVi would be able to react in time. So definitely a very stressful situation for both teams. And this is still anyone's game, right? Like, if Fnatic win one good team fight or they're able to get Roshan, that might be enough to help them break high ground. I think if NaVi somehow manage to get Roshan, Fnatic are going to be in a really, really bad place.
It's getting harder and harder against this Naga Siren. The courier going out to the secret shop. What's going to be the item of choice here for Seneko? Does he go for the butterfly or the... Well, it's going to be the butterfly straight up purchased as well. So that means there's no buyback available for Seneko here, going all in with the butterfly purchase.
He's really tanky though. So he has 24 armor, evasion, and 2100 health. His illusions are going to be absolute monsters at this point. Even trying to kill those in general, it's going to be tough. Fnatic with the smoke, just trying to skate out the Roshan pit. They see it's up.
Here we go. Zip zapping straight on to Funny with the Hex, but now with the return Hex, they're trying to do it for the low ground. Dendy there controlling KYXY. Artstyle is the one that might be a lot of trouble there. We go the Orchid this time, but the Song coming out. It's not quick enough to save Artstyle. Artstyle will for the rest of NaVi, getting themselves back up to the high ground. They're going to be alright. 38 seconds until Artstyle returns. It could have gone a lot worse for NaVi, that one. They do just lose the Dazzle, but the big kind of punishment here for them is the fact that Fnatic are going to be able to take Roche off the back of it, and there's nothing that NaVi can do to fight this. Oh, they've got a Hex now on the Undying as well.
Ohio is just like... He's like, whatever, just casual Undying, 6-1 and 11. At 53 minutes, this is actually an insane amount of items for an Undying to have. And the Hex is so good. Like, double Hex, you initiate with a Storm, you Hex, then you get the pull, you can go for the Orchid as well if Mantis Style is down on Seneko, and then you can just go into another Hex. They actually have more than enough to be able to deal with this Naga Siren inside a fight. So for now, having the Aegis Fnatic, they want to be aggressive. They want to control. They want to force Seneko to come back to base.
Mushi at the moment in the mid lane on his Bloodseeker. Just look at Mushi as well. He is incredibly stacked. He's got a butterfly, he's got the MKB, he's got everything that he needs. He's also holding the cheese at the moment, so when he does turn up to the fights, he's just going to be something else that NaVi are really going to have to worry about. We haven't really seen him in full force in these last couple of engagements, but when it does turn up, the difficulty for NaVi is certainly going to be stepped up. Seneko, indeed, just continuing to pressure this top lane. Hasn't been able to do too much damage to the tier 3, but is going to be able to skip out the creeps in the middle as well. Mushi trying to do what he can really to deal with it. He's kind of been left on his own to defend the base. The rest of Fnatic hanging around here on this bottom lane, which is kind of where we've seen them sitting for around the last 20 minutes. They always come back to this spot. They really want to try and break this area of the map. But each and every time, they're still yet to take down the tier 3. NaVi have been pretty strong with the defense.
It's just really hard to full commit when you're in the situation, right? Because what if Fnatic make a mistake? What if they fail this high ground push with an Aegis? That means that you're going to have to wait minimum for the next Roshan to spawn. And by that point, it might already be too late. You can see Seneko, he still hasn't even felt pressured enough to teleport to base. He's saying, yeah, it's fine. I'll just sit up here, pop my Manta on cooldown, throw the mirror images at the tower. Like, this tier 3 top lane is taking more damage than the bottom tier 3 that NaVi are being pushed in by right now. So it's a little bit concerning.
Oh, they're going to go in straight away with a Hex onto her force. They want to try and find it, but it's going to be fine. They're actually backing up because the Hex now to KOXY will be able to get the BKB out, looking for the kill onto Fnatic, pulling them, but they are hard. There's Snowball there just in time, along with the Shallow Grave, and now it's going to be Fnatic getting themselves the hell out. Snowball chasing down KOXY with a stun catch. No, he's able to just juke it out, but now we need the snare. Snakeo's turned up to the fight here. KOXY will get Glimmer Cake Top. He's going to be fine for the time being because NaVi backing themselves back up to the base. And KOXY, he's looking for blood. He just goes straight in there. He is not scared at all. He knows that they cannot kill this Storm. There's a freezing field here, because why the hell not? It looks pretty there from Kesikimba. Mushi continues to go, and now KOXY with a Hex onto Dendy. Shiva's guard as well. They feel it when Mushi's damaged. Arcade just in time here with the Shallow Grave. Dendy needs to get himself out. Can't go down. They've already lost Fnatic here on the side of NaVi. Now with the Hex onto KOXY. Buyback from Fnatic here. And now Seneko going in. Can he clean this one? Is he the carry that NaVi need at this point in time? Kesik's able to retreat himself out. Johnny getting low, getting healed up by the Soul Rip here. Bunny and dying. There comes Fnatic in with the balls. 3 heroes down at the moment. They've managed to pop the Aegis here on Storm Spirit. Can they kill him for the second time? That's going to be the real testament to see that they can do it. But no, KOXY's out of there. They're going to go for the easier target. Looking for Mushi. Mushi eats the cheese. He's a bit of a fan of the old Bulldogs. They're trying to continue to fight. His blood rights being thrown down. A force bringing Kesik low. Kesik still alive at this moment in time. KOXY just doing too much. Mushi low. Needs the life steal. Is he going to find it? Mushi's going to drop. KOXY getting psyched up. Can they kill the Storm? Yes, they can! It's a team fight. Fnatic hit the deck. And NaVi are able, for what seems to be the first time in forever, take an incredibly convincing fight against Fnatic. What a performance.
They're going to force buybacks too. Seneko TP's mid straight away, forces Mushi to buy back into the game. The Storm's going to be up in 20. KOXY had a lot of Bloodstone charges for that, but that was cheese. That was Aegis. They forced 1 buyback? Only 1, and that's with Seneko using his song and immediately canceling it, saying to himself, okay, this song wasn't actually ideal. So the fact that NaVi, they get that huge weave stack going, they chase out with mass minus armor. This Naga Siren is insanely tanky at this point, has a Diffusal Blade. She can just upgrade it if she wants, buy Moon Shards, and pretty much to travel level 2. I think he actually has enough money for everything, if he wants to do that. That fight all kicked off by KOXY going back in, tries to kill Dendy, the Grave saves him, and then Fnatic dies, sure, but again, he had buyback, and they commit so hard. They want to end the game because they know that Seneko is not going to allow them to keep those lanes pushed. He's going to continually pressure, and unfortunately for Fnatic, it wasn't great. Like, that was a 15,000 experience swing of a team fight.
Oh,
I mean, that's gold, but yeah.
Damn!
The experience was...
We'll have a look at the XP now, Andy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Starting to swing round indeed. I mean, they've got to be careful. You can't be losing fights like this, as you said, against a lineup with an incredibly stacked Seneko Naga. 36,000 net worth coming up on the board for him. 6k ahead of the KYXY Storm Spirit. And, I mean, what does he buy? What's he got coming out for him at the moment? Is it just the upgraded... Okay, it's the upgraded Diffusal. Okay, he's going to pop up to the second level of that. With the amount of money he's got enough to, of course, upgrade those bots. And then after that... Is this how you remain 6-slotted? Is there anything you can go for on top of this? Anything
you can get Refresher. You can get Refresher.
But does he need I mean, with the Octarine, it's a 45 seconds cooldown.
A lot of it is more about like refreshing Boots of Travel and stuff. Like even with a lower cooldown from Octarine, you can do stuff like bot in, spawn illusions, refresh, bot back to base. Because sometimes in the late game, if a team sees you bot to a wave and you don't have Refresher, they will just go for an all-in push, right? That's why Seneko is very conservative with his Boots of Travel use so far. And if he has to leave base, he always walks if he sees Fnatic on his side of the map. If he was to teleport, then Fnatic can just say, oh, we just push. But if you get Refresher, you have a lot more opportunity to play around with it and make a little bit more space and deal more damage to the tier 3s by being able to use your bots twice in succession. So he can go that. He can decide to go for Necrobook, put it on the Courier, just be really annoying and just spawn stuff. Buy his own Courier even. I mean, when you're getting to this kind of gold territory, a lot of stuff is possible. But he should buy Moon Shards first.
Oh, Moonshot. Yeah, and that's something that I've overlooked. I'd see a bit of the old Moonshot Seneko Naga. That's the dream there. Mushi. He's being eyed up here by NaVi. And here we go straight in onto Mushi with the Hex as well. Can they bring him down? Yes, they can! That's your Bloodseeker down for 2 minutes. Let's have a look at the buyback, but it doesn't look like it's available. KOXY trying to fight back here, pulling an Artstar here. Artstar getting low, but with the Ghost Scepter going to be okay. And now it's NaVi continues to fight. KOXY is incredibly low on mana, needs to be careful. There's a freezing field coming out from Kessing, but the Roar's punch there from Fnatic will cancel it. They lose KOXY as well. He will buy it straight away. But Kessing on the sidelines. The Mushi Bounty Hunter, Bloodseeker down as well. They don't have buybacks. Neko there with a clutch song. TP's out. The NaVi side will escape. They did lose Fnatic and Artstar off the back of that. But the fact that they were able to get Mushi off the map for 90 seconds is huge. And okay, there's your 7th slotted item. It's going to be the Necro 3 picked up by Seneko. He wants to get the push on.
He bought his own career too.
A Hex picked up by Horst as well. I mean, this game is going from spectacle to spectacle. I
mean, this is the Midas touch, I guess you could say, right? Like, Seneko right now is the king of Mount. He's got almost 800 CS, 770 right now, at 60 minutes in.
Oh, man.
And this was a guy who didn't start off as a position 1. Like, it came to be as the game kind of progressed. And like I was saying earlier, man, in Seneko, we trust. The guy can play pretty much any kind of role that he needs to.
He has more CS now than the entirety of his team put together. The work that this guy's putting in.
Yep. I mean, this is what happens when you play Naga, right? Like, you soak up the entire map.
Yeah, it's expected.
It's very, very common for this.
Especially 61 minutes in.
Yeah. So now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, he's sending his Necro Book on the courier out to him in the top lane, or keeping it at least in the area. The other thing too that was super painful for Fnatic, Mushi is still dead. Like, he bought back, and then he died again. He was dead for 2 minutes. And then KOXY bought back, Seneko songed, and KOXY couldn't get a return kill. So that was a massive investment coming in from Fnatic with no game. Absolutely nothing. And because they lost a huge team fight, NaVi have been pushing the lanes so hard. Like, Seneko is sending his Necro Book minions down middle lane now. He's got the illusions as well. He's actually mid-microed a bit because, okay, there we go. Now the Necro Book is actually attacking. But they know Roshan's going to be up soon. And this time, Fnatic, if they're going to contest, they need to smoke for it.
Now look, they're just dealing with this push from the Naga. You know, where's your creep wave at now? It's gone. And the Necros, yep, KOXY he's having a bit of a difficulty. And at this point, you know, if you look to the game about 20 minutes ago, it was NaVi being pressured into their base. Now, it's pretty much Fnatic being very, very careful about when they leave theirs, because they've been on the receiving end of the aggression that NaVi have, and no, they're at a point now where they can quite easily lose a fight against NaVi if NaVi get the jump. NaVi, they're going to look to use their base to go for Roshi, but Fnatic smoked up. They want to contest this one. This is going to be big. It's a half elf for the moment. Kessig leading the way here. In we go, straight away with the BKB. Now with the freezing, Fnatic trying to get the... No! With the work, but he's actually going to opt to use the snowball here. They have lost Artstar here on the Dazzle. And Borg doing what he can here with the Eye of the Storm. Seneko running around as well, focusing on Mushi. Mushi gets down, and he will be able to bring down her force before Seneko can save him. With the Song of the Siren, Seneko will simply TP out. They'll send Dendi back to base as well. And this is going to open it up for Fnatic themselves to claim Roche and get the Aegis and the Cheese onto their team. A big win there for Fnatic.
That was such a good timing. Like, Seneko not being there at the start of the fight, Mushi just going in straight away, killing one of the highest net worth heroes. Like, they took out Vost, and as soon as he dies, it's automatically just, they can't fight anymore. Artstyle, I think, was the first one who dropped a little bit further to the right, inside of the river. But it was all about taking away the Aegis from NaVi.
There's also a gem that was dropped as well. I believe that is Artstyle's gem. They didn't spot that out. So we'll see if the team recovers that one.
It's still kind of important to have gem, but for now, it's more just about like who wins the next couple of engagements. And Vision right now definitely favoring Fnatic. They've gotten a couple of wards down. And that smoke, you kind of have to anticipate that play from Fnatic, because when you see the lane pushing in, and Fnatic's not showing on the map, it becomes fairly obvious, okay, well, they're sitting in the base, or they know we're doing Roche. So it felt like NaVi maybe weren't fully prepared for that, or at the very least, Seneko wasn't close enough to the pit to really have the impact that he was looking for. By the time he got the song off, it was already a little bit too late. And with the use of that Aegis and Cheese, maybe Fnatic, maybe they get one more shot here.
They're going to go for it this time. Aegis, Cheese, and Toe, as you were saying. Let's see what NaVi can do in order to stop this. They have got everyone up, and they're smoking up as well, looking for maybe to bait a KOXY forward onto it. Weave's going to get thrown down by Artstar. Lotus Sword popped onto KOXY as well to help him against these Scythe initiations. And here we go. Okay, Fnatic in with the wall spin. They just have to follow it up now. KOXY is a little piggy push. He's trying to chase it down. Look at the damage he is doing here. Also did get the static link off. And now the snare holding Mushi back in place. Ohio and KOXY grouped up. Then he has got the dream card for the bullet ball. When he comes up with the BKB there straight away. They're trying to get Keskin, but Keskin getting low. They're wolfing down the Crystal Maiden. Serval coming out just in time here from Fnatic. Mushi's getting low. Look at the damage Force is doing. It's doing too much. Mushi's going to fall. KOXY trying to fight through this one. Tanaka getting out the mirror's image and now chasing down Mushi. Mushi's fairly speedy. Trying to run himself away. Here we go. Now he's popping down the blood right. Can they kill Mushi? Getting loads of damage again. Hervorsi doing so much with the AC and everything. Mushi can't run himself out of this one. Now they look towards Ohio. Ohio will get the Hex out onto Seneko. But KYXY, he's sniped up from Deadly. KYXY gets Horus placed here by Fnatic. Ohio trying to duke it out into the sideline here with the Glimmer Cape. Hervorsi incredibly low, but he's got the shallow grave here from Arsenal. Mushi, can he fight it? Can he get the lifesteal? No, he won't get the lifesteal. We'll get the kill though. He's getting so much. Mushi, he's going to live. It's a double kill for Mushi. He'll clear out the creep waves as well. A TP was being attempted by NaVi. There's a buyback from Avors, a buyback as well from Seneko. But the side of Fnatic, they back off after that one. And what a fight. So NaVi essentially all dying in that one. Only 3 dropping on Fnatic with the buyback from Mushi. But that buyback from Mushi pretty much did secure them that team fight. As he came back in, was able to get a double kill against NaVi. And we can see a fairly hefty gold swing, adding up to, well, pretty much over 8,000 difference created between the gold and XP. A little slightly less, but the money certainly favoring the side of Fnatic because of all those buybacks that NaVi did have to expend there.
Fnatic, or Mushi made it so worth it. Like, he made his buyback pay for itself in full. Like, there's no way that they have to buy back on anyone on the side of NaVi if Mushi is dead after that Aegis and they don't continue pushing it in. So the fact that his buyback paid for itself, it was so close to being him just having a dieback. And if that happened, NaVi would have just probably walked down the lane and won the game. Because both of the cores had to buy out at that point. And if you're alive and you know Mushi's dead for 2 minutes, it's like, okay, well, we pretty much just, at the very least, take your mid-racks. Because that's plenty of time at this stage, given how inflated everyone's damage is. But now, Fnatic, they have to play so careful. They're taking these team fights with Cheese and Aegis, and they're still not winning. I mean, yeah, buyback is always a thing when you're defending your base, but when you have this level of farm, Mushi is almost 6 or fully slotted. Like, he can buy moon shards, I guess, and that's about it. But otherwise, like KYXY, he's pretty much in the same boat. He can just buy moon shards. I think he has buyback available. He is the only core, though, on Fnatic who has it. So I feel like it's super risky to take a fight right now.
Third one to 20 at 67 minutes in now on the clock. Yet again, in these TI5 group stages, another game that's over an hour. I don't know what the kind of record is of how many.
I think it's like 85 minutes at TI5.
Oh, the record. I mean, just the number of games that have been this long.
Oh, you mean a one
to be a lot of them, yeah, that's been in this tournament so far. It's a very different thing to what we were seeing in previous patches, I can say that. It's quite something, and okie dokie, going forward and going out.
That was so
little bit of a jump there. Looking for the punch.
KYXY is trying to give me a heart attack, dude. Like, if he got hit there and Hex, he was dead.
Well, NaVi at this point, very, very carefully, understandably so as well. WhatsApp being upgraded here by Seneko. Still seeing on 5,300 going forward. Fnatic. Oh, okay, the Hex from Denny. Can they find Mushi now? KOXY falling in straight away. Pop the BKB as well. Looking for Denny. Denny's being hexed up. Now Denny's got the Lotus Orb on himself, trying to turn it around. Mushi with the BKB and the Lotus Orb. But it's the Song of the Sun for Seneko. Maybe setting this one up. Mushi getting low. Indeed, he will go down. That's going to be Mushi down for 2 minutes with that dieback effectively. Now look for KYXY. Can they get him? KYXY, he's getting low, but Kessin but doing what he can with the freezing field. Pretty big. Kessin about to fall though. KYXY out of mana. And the Walrus punch there. Fnatic being able to finish him off. Buyback from Storm Spirit. Realizes his team needs him to turn this one around. Ohio keeping himself alive. He's got a fair few decay stacks. And there we go. KYXY zipping straight back into the fight. He'll find Warm. Who's going to go for? He's going to go for her force here. Pulling him in. They've lost Dendy. They've lost Seneko. Neither of these heroes with buyback available. This KYXY buyback might just win the game here for Fnatic. He's looking for a force here. Going forward. Will he be able to get it? Arsenal doing what he can to keep him up. Arsenal down. Pig. Pigs don't help people live. They help people eat. And that's going to be it. Potentially 3 heroes down on NaVi. Fnatic stuck in the tree line. They're looking for him. Arsenal tries to do what he can to keep his team alive. He says, guys, I'm trying my best here. It's not going to be enough. Fnatic will get a shuriken to the backside. Buyback from Arsenal, but it's a Dazzle trying to defend the base against 3 very, very angry members of Fnatic who are going to look to take the bottom set of racks and potentially more because buybacks are not on the menu for NaVi.
Dear God, man. Between Keswick and KYXY, they totally carried that fight. That CM ulti did so much work. No buybacks on NaVi. Fnatic, they're going straight for the throne. That fight looks so good for NaVi in the start. That song completely isolating Mushi with his BKB and killing him straight away 2 minutes off the map. Nothing he could do. He basically sat on the sidelines and watched his team pretty much carry him to victory. I mean, that fight was completely nuts. KYXY and Keswick, OP.
That Storm buyback, that was game win. NaVi, they haven't tapped out yet. I mean, it must be frustrating to get to 70 minutes in. NaVi,
the bounty buys a book. Johnny buys book in their base and pops it to push.
Johnny,
good game, well played, comes out from NaVi.
It was always good at literature.
How did Fnatic actually win this game? Like, wow. It looked so bad for them after a while.
Seneko, hats off to him. He did very well in terms of transitioning into that carry role. But at the end of the day, the plays from Fnatic, they brought that A++ game. At the end of the day, the decisions they made at the end,
the two buybacks
were incredible. Yeah,
the buyback from Mushi, which forced Seneko to buy back along with Havost.